Chapter 5, Hearsay. In evidence law, we have a rule against hearsay evidence. Meaning is, a witness can come to court to testify as to what he actually witnessed. So that is why we are saying people can provide this eyewitness testimony. But a person cannot come to court to testify as to what he heard from another person. So if a person would come to court to testify as what he heard from another person, that is what we call hearsay evidence. There is a rule against hearsay evidence. We are going to discuss the definition of hearsay evidence later. Now we need to know why in evidence law we have this rule against hearsay. The reason for the rule is this. In any testimonial evidence or in any description of an event, we have these 4 types of risks, or we can say there is 4 potential sources of unreliability. Because of these 4 types of risks, or these 4 potential sources of unreliability, we just have this rule requiring the witness coming to court to testify, and we would not permit this hearsay evidence. So let's see what we have in this 4 types. What we mean by these 4 types of risks. In the chapter, we give you we have this example that is the story about this a boyfriend and girlfriend. Just to say that is Adam and Alice, and then their boyfriend and girlfriend, and so Alice wanted Adam to accompany her to watch a movie, but Adam really wanted to watch a football game, and but eventually Adam did agree to accompany the girl to the movie theater, and then Adam said he received a phone call from his mother, and his mother was sick, so he needed to go to accompany his mother. So Alice said, okay, if that is the case, you do not have to go to the movie with me, and then you should go home to be with your mother. But nonetheless, the following Monday, and then Nancy came across an Alice, and Nancy stated to Alice, I saw Adam at the football game. So the issue here is whether Alice should believe Nancy's statement that Adam actually cheated her, and by saying he would go home to be with his mother, but actually he went to the football game. So the issue here is what we need to examine is this Nancy's statement, I saw Adam at the football game, whether Alice should take this statement as true, or as we said in this statement, we have these 4 types of risks, or we have these 4 types of 4 potential sources of unreliability. So let's see what we mean by these 4 types of risks. By these 4 types of risks, we mean we have this possibility of error in perception, possibility of error in memory, and possibility of error in narration, and of course we also have this possibility of insincerity. So in this Adam and Alice's story, and also about this Nancy's statement, we do have these 4 types of risks. The first one is error in perception. When Nancy says, I saw Adam at the football game, and it is possible, and Nancy actually made a mistake in perception. Meaning is, maybe Nancy actually saw someone at the football game who looks like Adam, but actually the person was not Adam. So that is what we mean by this error in perception. Or maybe Nancy could have made a mistake in her memory. Maybe Nancy saw someone else at the football game, but she just remembered wrong, and then she just stated to Alice that she saw Adam at the football game. Of course, we could also have this error in narration. This error in narration could be in different forms, and one form possibly is maybe Nancy wanted to say, I saw Alan at the football game, but she just said it wrong, and then she just said it as I saw Adam at the football game. And another form of this error in narration is, and this Nancy's statement is not specific. She did not say at which football game she actually saw Adam. It is possible what Nancy wanted to say was, I saw Adam at this maybe Thursday's football game. But actually this Alice wanted Adam to go with her to watch a movie that was on a Saturday. So on Saturdays there was another football game. So Alice did not want Adam to go to that football game. So in Nancy's statement, she did not really say clearly at which football game, whether that is on Saturday's football game or that is on Thursday's football game. She actually saw Adam. So that is another form of this error in narration, but nonetheless, we know the statement would not be clear. Of course, we would also have this problem of insincerity. It is possible Nancy is jealous of the relationship between Adam and Nancy and Adam and Alice, so she just want to create some trouble in this in Adam and Nancy's Alice in Adam and Alice's relationship, and so that's why, and she's just telling a deliberate lie. That is also possible. So that is the issue of insincerity. So we know in a statement of describing an event, in any statement describing an event, we would have this it is possible we would have these four types of risks. So in this campus love story example, and then, of course, Alice probably should not really take Nancy's statement as true. But even though Alice would take the statement as true, and then if she would decide to break up with Adam, that is also probably a small matter, and then it's just a campus, love story. Probably we can say it doesn't matter. But the thing is, if we come to this real issue, if we come to a criminal trial, if someone would go to trial to testify, we also have these four sources of potential unreliability of these four types of risks. And then if in a criminal trial setting, we cannot really say it doesn't matter anymore. So we can look at this criminal trial, and in this criminal trial, Adam is on trial for murder. And then Bill comes to court to testify. And Bill would say, I saw Adam pull the trigger and shoot down Charlie. So that is Bill's testimony. But once again, in this testimony, Bill says, I saw Adam pull the trigger and shoot down Charlie. Would this be a reliable statement? And do we have the same problem? Meaning is, do we have these same types of risks? Of course, we still have these four types of risk. First of all, and we would have this possibility of error in perception. And in this Bill's testimony, he said he saw Adam pull the trigger and shoot down Charlie. It is possible maybe Bill was far away, and then that was not the person actually committed this murder, was not actually Adam. It was just a person who looks like Adam, but because Bill was standing far away and he did not really see clearly, so he made an error in perception. Of course, that is possible. And it is also possible Bill made an error in memory, and he actually saw it was Michael who actually pulled the trigger and shot down Charlie, but he remembered wrong, and then he went to court and he said that was he saw Adam pull the trigger and shoot down Charlie. Of course, he could also make an error in narration, and of course, there could be an issue of insincerity, and maybe Bill does not like Adam. He just wanted to get Adam in trouble, so he would go to court to tell a lie and to say Adam committed a murder. We know that is also very, very possible. But in this court trial setting, if a person would make in a testimony, we would have these 4 types of risks, and then we cannot really say it doesn't matter, because in this setting, of course, it matters, because if Adam would be convicted based on Bill's testimony, and then that would be a wrong conviction if indeed this Bill's testimony is not accurate. So that's why we are saying in any testimonial evidence, and also just as in any description of an event, we would have these 4 types of risks. That is error in perception, error in memory, error in narration, and also this the problem of insincerity. And then how can we prevent this problem in courtroom? In courtroom, we say we have these 3 courtroom truth-seeking tools to prevent or to expose these potential sources of unreliability. So these 3 tools are, the first one is oath. A person comes to court to testify, the person must take oath. So by taking oath, and then the person should realize he has this responsibility to testify truthfully, and maybe he would try to testify as accurately as possible with regard to perception, memory, narration, and also sincerity. And of course, after taking the oath, the person should also know if he testify forcefully, and then he would be liable for perjury. So that would also make it more likely the person would testify truthfully. And the second one is observation of demeanor. When a person is testifying, and then the jury would be observing his behavior. And maybe if the person is really lying, or if the person appears to be not that confident in whatever he's saying on the witness stand, and then the jury may take that into consideration in assessing his credibility. The third one is a cross-examination. Of course, if in this Bill example, if a Bill testifies for the prosecution, and then the defense counsel, and of course the defense counsel would cross-examine him, and then to ask him to expose all this potential problem of these 4 sources of unreliability. For example, defense counsel may ask how far away you were from the scene of the shooting, and if you say it was Adam, and what was Adam's clothing, and then what was the lighting at the time of the shooting, so that you would come here to say it was Adam who actually pulled the trigger. So, and while the attorney is doing this cross-examination, of course, the jury would also be observing this Bill's demeanor on the witness stand. So by by having these three courtroom tools, and then we at least would have a way to expose the potential unreliability of the person's testimony.